Season 4 of The Handmaid's Tale just aired on Hulu, and we couldn't be more excited to join June on the ride and see what happens after the Season 3 ending. Since a few episodes are already out, we can't wait to share the exciting moments you might have missed in it. So continue watching, because we're gonna talk about everything you missed in the Season 4 so far. The Farm. After leaving Season 3 on a major cliffhanger with June getting shot, we were wondering what will happen with her and how will she recover from it. After getting shot, her friends managed to secure her in a building and try to rescue her, which they successfully did. They managed to save themselves on a farm thanks to a guardian who stuffed them under the seat in a truck and left them to walk the last mile. They found themselves a safe house at the farm where Mr. Keyes and his teenage wife Esther live. They pretended to be maths working the fields so they won't be recognized while they figure out a way out. At the farm, June and the other handmaids come across some heartbreaking revelations about Esther and her husband. Esther is fascinated by everything June does and seems super eager to dive into the plan. She ends up losing it when she forces Janine to eat a pig, and when June confronts her about it, she ends up revealing the awful truth behind Esther's life. Her husband wasn't able to procreate but desperately wanted a baby, so he would bring other men such as commanders and guardians and let them abuse his underage wife in order for her to become pregnant. One day, Guardian Pogue was found trespassing the farm, and after they apprehended him, Esther revealed to June that he is one of the men that were abusing her. June figured out there was only one way to deal with this. They string him up in the barn, and June gets in charge and sets up a form of trial, the way Aunt Lydia would used to do, where she states all the crimes he has done, such as abusing an underage girl, and then he would sentence him to death. She then tells Esther that she is the one that has to finish the job and take care of it all by herself, while telling her, "Make me proud." Esther finished the job, but this scene definitely gave June and Aunt Lydia a look which we weren't too into it.
You got those children out. He sent me dreams.
On the other hand, we also see the Waterfords being held in custody in Canada after they are charged with rape, torture, and general assorted war crimes. In there, they're informed that they are 86 children recovered from the Angel's flight, to which they are completely shocked, and once they learn that the leader was none other than June, they are truly displeased, saying that if those children don't return to Gilead, she could start an actual war.
This'll start a war. We plan to do everything we can to avoid that, but right now our priority is the well-being.
The Capture. When a guardian goes missing, other guardians would come looking for him. So when they realized that Guardian Pogue was missing, they came to the farm to speak to the Marthas. Luckily, Esther lies to the guardians, saying that they are out working and they would have to come back, while June is trying to figure out how to leave and starts planning on where to go from here. While June is figuring it all out, Esther begs June to go with her. And in this scene, June finds out that Esther has been poisoning her husband and asks her to show her how to do it. In Canada, Serena is figuring out whether she wants to turn on Fred. She's even advised by her team to turn on him and show that she is one of his victims, but Serena is not comfortable with that and said she wasn't actually abused. So while she's being held in Toronto, she has to do a health exam and a couple of tests. After they tested her, it turns out she's pregnant. The impossible finally became possible, but finding out the exciting news that you're pregnant from the man that arrested you is definitely not the best way to find out.
Well, you might have thought about that when you served the warrant. You arrested me.
While Serena found out she's pregnant, June is trying to get her hands on the poison. She goes to speak with a worker at Jezebel's who is also of the resistance group Mayday and finds out there's a safe house for women. She then finds out that a few members of the Gilead military will be at Jezebel's for one last party before going to Chicago. She asks Esther to teach her how to make the poison and that she needs more in order to help the Jezebels to poison the military men. After making the poison, she heads over to Jezebel's and gets the women to serve them a deadly drink to all the men at the club. Well, she planned to go to Jezebel's and return by nightfall so that she and the other handmaids could run away. When she returns, she finds out that the handmaids have already left and that she was surrounded by Gilead troops. Although she's been captured in the past, this time it seemed quite surprising that she was captured by none other than Nick. He tells her that he just wants her to be safe and alive, and for that to happen, she needs to go with him. And once again, June is back to where she escaped from.
I'm trying to keep you alive.
The escape. After bringing her in Gilead custody, June is being tortured into revealing the secret location where the other handmaids are hiding. She's tortured by Aunt Lydia for all the children she put on the plane, but that doesn't even come close to all the torture she would get from the lieutenant. Strapping her down and waterboarding her are just few of the torture methods he tries. At one point, June gives them a fake location, and once they figured out that it was fake, the lieutenant took June and 2 other handmaids to the roof and threatened that if she doesn't tell him the location, she would push them both off the roof. After this entire stunt didn't make June give up the location, he ended up pushing both of the girls off the roof and locked her in a tiny steel box and left her there. After Nick saw that none of the torture methods work on June, desperate to keep her alive, he suggests to the lieutenant that he would help him manipulate June by bringing her daughter in. After the lieutenant tells June that her daughter Hannah is in danger if she doesn't reveal the location. She doesn't believe it until she sees Hannah in front of her and realizes that she doesn't recognize her and is scared of her. June is left heartbroken and ends up giving the secret location.
She loves you. I love you.
After they captured the other handmaids, Aunt Lydia told them that they're going to a new place called Magdalene Colony, which is a breeding colony where they would have to work all day and then be visited by the commanders and their wives when it's time for the ceremony. They end up being put in a van together with June and Aunt Lydia on the way to the new colony. On the road, the driver makes a quick stop to go to the bathroom, and June uses that opportunity to bring Aunt Lydia down, while the rest of the handmaids went out of the van. While June was thinking about hurting Aunt Lydia, she stopped herself and joined the other girls as they were running away from the van. Unfortunately, 2 of the girls were shot, and while the rest of them were trying to get over the train track, Alma and Brianna were unable to make it across the track and were hit by the bus. The only 2 that survived were June and Janine and are on the run once again. It definitely is a lot happening in just a few episodes, and honestly, we can't wait for more. Escaping, being captured, and then escaping again seems like a whole season process, but they managed to put it together in a few episodes and give us everything we were looking for. We're still wondering how this show will end, and we'd love to know what are your predictions about the season 4 finale. Let us know in the comment section below. On a related note, we wanted to know, what did you guys think about season 4 so far? Let us know in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more amazing videos such as this one, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.